believe it was in Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
They've been to like I think two or three, and Victory actually sang at our wedding when Alicia and I got married. And here's the thing: this is what intentionality does, and I want everybody to understand this. So their family is a lot like the Jackson Five, where John had a vision for the kids, and they used to sing in New York City, and for people to drop money in the cup, that type of thing. They've been super consistent. And I met John and his family when they came to one of our events in Baltimore, I think. And I didn't know anything about the talent and everything. And later on, when I heard Victory sing, I was kind of floored by it. This is how good she is. It was like Jay-Z heard her sing one time and signed her on the spot. That's how talented she was. But John, I remember he specifically said, he said, one day my kids are going to be famous, and I need them to be grounded in the culture. And he wasn't talking about that culture. He was talking about the culture, if you know what I mean. And he said, I don't want them to forget who they are. And that's why I'm bringing them here and I want them exposed to all this. So I encourage everybody in here, understand that. A lot of y'all got talented kids. You got smart kids. Your kids going to grow up and become executives and CEOs and maybe performers, maybe athletes, whatever it is. You got to ground them in something. You got to ground them in a culture that's going to allow them to become a more expansive version of who they are in a positive way so that when they become that millionaire, billionaire, they're not going to forget where they come from. At the last convention, Ezekiel Elliott, the NFL star, his father was there. And he talked about the same thing. He said, I'm Nation of Islam. I'm in a certain culture, black family, black people, black love. I love my wife. And he made sure Zeke kept that in his head as he goes into these other spaces. So you can be in those spaces, but you ain't got to be of it. Figure out who the hell you are, and then that really needs to come from the family. So thank you, Deflin. Always remember who you are, man. I got a lot of respect for you, bro. So everybody, D1music.com. Did you have another thing you want to say before we bounce? I should let you get the last word. Anything you wanted to mention before we finish up?
Yeah, I just pray for everybody on here that you continue to take your life seriously, utilize your slingshots to defeat the Goliaths in this world. I just want to see the best for all of y'all, honestly. And I really appreciate from the bottom of my heart, boys, for forming this type of community. I can feel the love through these hearts that y'all are sending. This ain't just an emoji. I feel like every one of them is hitting me on my screen. I'm like, wow, all these hearts coming at me in all these directions. I feel it though. And as a young creator, that type of love and feeling incentivized and celebrated for showcasing the best of who I am is great. My grandpa, Papa used to always tell me, he said, Doc, that's my nickname, Doc. He said, Doc, everybody has a dark side. It's our job to do what we can to not allow that dark side to overtake us, so I'm no different than anybody else that could be tempted or can be lured into using my gifts to promote evil and negativity. But thank y'all for incentivizing. Look, all these hearts, man. I'm having, yeah, for incentivizing me to showcase the best of who David Augustine Jr. is, aka D1. And I see some of y'all brilliant black people misspelling my name in the chat. It's DEE-1. You hear me? I got one of the most misspelled names in hip hop. So yeah, check me out.